All right, this week we're going to do something different. We're going to talk about mistakes that drummers can do going in studio. A lot goes into preparation, and some are how to use the tools, stuff like that. So let's dive in. So the first point is to bring everything you need to work, including the drum set, if it is not already in the studio, cymbals, all the little things that you need to fixate every parts of the drums, and sticks, of course. Talking about sticks, if you choose to play with wood tips, they get worn up pretty fast. So if you hit a cymbal and there's a chip of wood going off, this means that if you go back on the ride, maybe just turning a tiny bit the stick will change the sound. And this could be a challenge to mix for the engineer. So bring many pairs of sticks. Very important. For me, I chose to get nylon tips. It's not for everyone. It's very bright sound and a ticking sound on the toms and cymbals. And if I use the wood, on the toms, so you see the sound does not change a lot on the toms. It depends on the heads, of course. But on the cymbals, it makes a big difference. On the hi-hat too. All right? So that's the first step. Don't forget to bring a drum key to tune, many sticks, of course, bench, everything you need to work. And it's a good idea to communicate with the studio beforehand and make sure that if they need to have something on site, you need to know what it is and if it's missing something. Sometimes the studio may give you access to a drum set, but you need to bring your cymbals. The second point is to know how to tune the drums. I've done many videos about this, one link above. If you don't know how to tune your drums, you may want to trust the engineer if he says or she says that she or he knows how. Many years in studios, being an engineer, I know that you must learn a lot of things like tuning a guitar, tuning your drums, changing strings, and making soldering into an electric guitar, or clean a squeaky switch on the guitar, stuff like that. So learn how to tune your drums. Try to have fresh heads as well. The more they are bumped up and old, less they will have tones. Mine are really old right now, and I'm planning to buy a whole set. Maybe I'll do a video to show you the before and after. A good idea. The third mistake from a drummer is lack of precision. If you hit the side of the drums, the sound won't be the same. On the snare, it could be something that you use to have different sounds. On the toms, it might be something disastrous for the mixing guy afterward if there's a lot of overtone. Let's check. So on the snare, it's not really a problem. On the toms, of course, the difference will be a lot bigger if the drum isn't tuned well. So there will be more overtone when you get close to the lugs. If some lugs aren't tensioned properly. Fourth mistakes is not to mix yourself. What I mean by this is if you hit the cymbals very hard and you play very light on the bass drum and snare, let's say, it will be very hard to mix afterward. So something like that. I have problem doing it because I'm so used to mix myself well. So let me try again. Fifth mistakes is to not play with nuances, dynamics. If you play all the notes at the same force on the drums, or if you program VST, virtual instrument, and all the notes have the same velocity, it will be first very boring and the song won't move forward. Dynamics are very important to give a sense of rhythm and for those who dance and feel the rhythm. So some example, if I play all the notes the same on the hi-hat, very easy trick is to move your hand and hit different part of the hi-hat if you wish. So you can use the tip and the edge of the cymbal like this. All right? So it will give a motion to your rhythm. In a 4/4, if you play on the edge on the rhythm and then on the eighth notes on the tip, it will give some motion. So let's try this. All right, and if you want, you can add some ghost notes on the snare. And of course, if you do some fills, you can also use some dynamics. So let's do something like that. Mistake 6, not playing on time, not playing with a click. Of course, you can record without a click, but the idea here is to be able to keep the same speed from the top of the song to the end. Remember that you are not here to prove anything. We are all excited when going to the studio. So you need first to know the speed of a song. Use a metronome on your cell phone or a physical one to find the speed. And once you have it, take notes. And when you get to the studio, tell the engineer what the speed of the song is. If you want a click track, it will be very important to give this information. If you don't know, chances are on that day, you won't play the song on the right speed because you are all excited. It's not on your practice studio, and it's something new and different, so we feel different. That's a part of what is to be a human. And if you don't play with click track, that's okay, but you need the discipline and some time to play with a click track before to get a steady rhythm. One very important thing you need to remember is that you are not the only one in your band. If you start a song at 100 BPM and the electric guitar player does something very intricate, and you speed up to 120 at the end of the song, chances are the guitar player won't be able to keep up, and he will make a lot of mistakes, and you will be forced to redo the takes over and over. So you're giving a hard time to your bandmates, and this is not a good thing. So what you should do is practice with the metronome. If you want to play without it, that's okay, but be prepared to and test yourself to be steady. And also, if there is some changes in the song, you can map how many measures where the speed change, and again where it changed again, and give that to the audio engineer, so it will be able to map the song for you, so you will play with a click that changes. That's something that could be done as well. So everything is okay if it's prepared and if it's something that you decided to do with your bandmates. Mistake 7, overplaying and not playing to serve the song. So if I have a pretty ballad and it goes, and if the singer sings something very melodic and you go, not sure your bandmates will love you. So you need to know when you can do such complicated things or busy things, and when to step down and serve the song, make people feel the melody and the story of the song, or even dance if it's that kind of song. So if you have a 5 minute of so be it if it's the song. Of course, this applies for live gigs, and of course, you will get some respect from your bandmates if you choose where to play solos and where to play complicated fills. Mistake number 8. Stop playing when the engineer works, when the song is finished, when you finish playing the song, recording the song. Stop playing everywhere while people talk, while decisions are being made. Just listen and participate to those decisions. If you must hit something, bring a practice pad so it won't make a lot of noise, or play on yourself if you must. But if you finish the song and then you start to practice some fills and stuff, it will only disturb the flow of the recording. And of course, if the band is paying for the session, it's some money that is lost. Mistake number 9, not knowing the language. Know how the drum parts are named. Know the language of rhythms and what is a fill, what is a chorus, what is... Usually when you come to the studio, you should know already very well your songs. But if the engineer asks questions, you should be able to answer. If the engineer says, hit your hi-hat, and you don't know what a hi-hat is, it will be very disturbing for the whole band and the engineer. So usually it takes a bit of time to make a mix for your headphones and adjust the gains of every microphone that is installed for your drum set. So you need to follow what the engineer says, follow the instructions. If while a session is going, you get some suggestions to make different fills or something like that, that's where the language comes to play. If it is suggested to play a triplet and you don't know what a triplet is, Well, remember, you're paying, you want to make good music, learn the language as well. By the way, triplet. Okay. The last mistake, the 10th one, be open to suggestions. And I know that it is disturbing to be in studio, and sometimes people just go in a bubble and they isolate themselves. But be open. If a bandmate says, well, I need to practice that part, like I said before, don't overplay or over this person that needs help and tranquility to repractice a very intricate part or something like that. If everybody wants to take a break, go and take the break. Don't stay there and break everything because you're frustrated for something. The goal here is to make good music, and go into a studio should be fun, should be entertaining. And this is not to say it's not a work that has to be done. You need to put some effort to it. So I hope you liked this video. If you did, please click on the like button, consider subscribing, hit the bell to get notifications, put questions and comments and suggestions for a new video below. Go into the description, there's a link to buy some merch. If you want, it will help the studio giving you better content. And another way to help the channel is to play as many videos as you can and share those videos. It's always a great help.